everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this Clover granny square. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Lala. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and like this video so I can continue grow my channel and upload a new crochet tutorial every week. Grab your yarn and let's get started. We're going to start by working a magic ring. So if you don't know how to work a magic ring, I have a detailed tutorial especially for that. You can just click the link now on screen and go back to this video. Next, we're going to work a stacked single crochet that will count as our first double crochet of the round. So work a single crochet into the ring. And then you're going to single crochet into that loop here, that left loop. Insert your hook, yarn over into one loop only. Then when you have two loops on your hook, yarn over into both of them. And this will be our first double crochet. Next, work two more double crochets into the ring. If you're not sure how to work a double crochet, I'll link a tutorial now on screen. 2 and 3. Next, we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. And repeat this process 3 more times. 3 double crochets into the ring. And chain 2. Let's do that 2 more times. 3 double crochets into the ring. Chain 2. And one last time. You can close the ring a little bit. Now that we got our last cluster of 3 double crochets, we're going to close the ring. So the hole is closed. Then you're going to chain 1 and work a half double crochet into that first double crochet we did, which is a stacked single crochet. That loop here, we're going to work a half double crochet into it. So yarn over into the stitch, yarn over into the stitch, and when you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over into all 3 of them. For round 2, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and this will count as our first double crochet as well. We're going to work 1 more double crochet into that chain space here, into this hole. So yarn over, insert your hook into this hole here, yarn over, back into the loop. When you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over into the left 2. And when you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Next, we're going to work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. So first, into that stacked single crochet. And 2 more double crochets into the next 2 stitches. When we got to the chain space, we're going to double crochet twice into that chain space. So yarn over, into the space, yarn over, back into the loop. This is 1 double crochet. You can pull it to the side a little bit. Another double crochet into that chain space. and then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and 2 more double crochets into that chain space here. So 1 double crochet and another double crochet into that chain space. And we're going to work 3 double crochets into those next 3 stitches like we did before. And again, into the next chain space we're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into that chain space here. And once again, double crochet into the next 3 stitches. You can move that aside if it hides a little bit under that stitch. And when we got to the chain space, again, we're going to work 2 double crochets, then chain 2, move that a little bit to the side and work another pair of double crochets. 1 and 2. Next, work again 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. And into that last chain space, we're going to work 2 double crochets. Then we're going to chain 1 and work a half double crochet into that 3rd chain we did. This is the chain 3 we did in the beginning of the round. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. We're going to half double crochet into that 3rd chain. So yarn over, you can help with your fingers a bit if it helps. And when you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over into all 3 of them. Next, we're going to again start round 3 with chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Work another double crochet into that chain space. And we're going to work 7 double crochets into the next 7 stitches. So into the chain 3, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. When we got to the next chain space, we're going to do exactly what we did in the previous round. We're going to double crochet 2, then we're going to chain 2 and work 2 more double crochets into that chain space. And next we're going to double crochet into the next 7 stitches like we did here. And this is what we're going to repeat 2 more times. We're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets into the next chain space, then work 7 double crochets and do the same for this side. We'll meet again in the last chain space. When we got to the last chain space, we're going to work 2 double crochets into the space, 1 and 2. Then we're going to chain 2, then slip stitch into the chain 3 we did in the beginning of the round. So insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, pull through 1 and pull through 1. We're going to work round 4 into the front loops only. We're going to skip the next stitch and work 3 double crochets into the front loop only of the stitch next to it. This is the front loop and this is the back one. We're going to insert our hook into the front loop only and work 3 double crochets. In the next double crochet, we're going to do the same thing, 3 double crochets into the front loop. Next, we're going to skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the one next to it, again into the front loop. Whoop. Going to skip the next stitch and work 3 double crochets into the front loop of the stitch next to it. Skip this stitch into the front loop of the stitch next to it. Move to the next stitch and do the same thing. 3 double crochets into the front loop. You're going to skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the one next to it. Again, front loops only. Next, we're going to chain 2, work a single crochet into the first stitch of the round, again, front loop only. You're going to skip the next stitch and work 3 double crochets into the next one, front loops only. Into the next stitch, we're going to do the same thing, 3 double crochets into the front loop. Skip next stitch and work a single crochet into the next one. Skip the next stitch and work 3 double crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. Skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the last one. Then chain 2, and you're going to repeat what we just did here in the next 2 sides of the granny square. And let's meet again after we chain 2 at the last chain space. When we got to the last chain space, this is how our clover is supposed to look. We're going to chain 2 and slip stitch into the slip stitch we did at the end of round 4. Next, you're going to chain 1, cut off the yarn, pull the hook to tighten it up, and now is the time to attach our new collar. We're going to work a slip knot with the new collar and put it on the hook. If you're not sure how to make a slip knot, I'll link the tutorial now on screen. You're going to fold over the leaves of the clover, and you can see here that we have the unused loops of the previous round. Since we worked only into the front loops of round 4, when we did round 5, we have round 4's back loops to work into right now. We're going to insert our hook with the new color into the first back loop of round 4. Take back the yarn, work a single crochet, and work another single crochet into the left loop to have a stacked single crochet that will act as our first double crochet. Work 3 more double crochets into the next 3 loops. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, skip the next 3 loops, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet the next 4 loops. Skip 1, 2, 3, and double crochet. Then we're going to double crochet 2 into the chain space of round 3. You're going to yarn over and insert your hook not into this chain space, but the one below it, like this. Work 1 more double crochet into this chain space. Next chain 2, and work 2 more double crochets into round 4 chain space. And we're going to repeat that in all of the other sides of the granny square. 4 double crochets into the back loops of round 4. Chain 2, skip the next 3 loops, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the next 4 loops. When you get to the chain space, you're going to work 2 double crochets into the chain space of round 3, 1 and 2, chain 2, and work 2 more double crochets into the chain space. Repeat that for 2 more times and we'll meet again at the last chain space of round 5. When we got to the last chain space, we're going to again double crochet 2 into the chain space of round 3. Then we're going to chain 2 and work 2 more double crochets into that chain space. Then we're going to find the first double crochet or the stacked single crochet we did in the beginning of the round and slip stitch into that first stitch. Next we're going to chain 1, work a stacked single crochet into that first stitch we just slip stitched into. Work 3 more double crochets into the next 3 stitches. When you got to the chain space, you're going to double crochet 2 into that chain space. Then double crochet 6 times into the next 6 stitches. When you got to the chain space, you're going to double crochet 2 into the chain space. Then chain 2 and work 2 more double crochets into that same chain space. Next we're going to double crochet 6 into the next 6 stitches. When you get to the chain space, you're going to double crochet twice into that chain space. And again, double crochet 6 into the next 6 stitches. And we're going to repeat what we just did, both in the chain space and on the side of the granny square. And we'll meet again at the last chain space. Let's work the last chain space. 2 double crochets, followed by 2 chains, and then 2 more double crochets into that same chain space. Then we'll have 2 last stitches in the round. We're going to double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. And lastly, we're going to slip stitch into the first stacked single crochet we did in the beginning of the round. Then chain 1, grab your scissors and cut off the yarn, pull the hook, tighten the stitch up, and to wrap it all up, we're going to grab our darning needle, flip our work, and start weaving in any tails left outside. And this is it, you guys. I hope you like this tutorial and you find this information useful. If you're celebrating, I'm wishing you a happy St. Patrick's Day. If you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and of course consider subscribing to my channel. I upload a new crochet tutorial every week. I'll see you next week. Bye!